Hey YouTube, how's it going? So I was putting on my suit jacket, and then I wondered what it would look like if I combined this with a suit jacket. I don't know how I feel about the combination, but I decided I would film a vlog like this. Why not? So lately I've also been thinking an awful lot about superpowers. Now, you can label me a dork if you want, because I am. But it wasn't just because I'm a nerd who thinks about that kind of thing a lot. A lot of it is because I would like to say I'm a writer, and that kind of thing comes into my mind a lot. The what ifs, what if so-and-so had such a superpower, or if I were to include something fantastic, an element like that into my novel, what would it make it? What would it do for it? What would it detract from? So that's kind of been on my mind lately. Of course, my own love of adventure and such made me think, well, what if I had a superpower? Which, of course, everyone's thought of, I'm sure. It's not like I'm the only person who ever thinks of this kind of thing. And I was thinking, well, what kind of superpower would I want? The easiest, of course, for me at least, would be to say I want to fly. A long time ago, gosh, I think this was before 50, but I could be wrong. I've vlogged about dreams, and when I was a kid I used to have this reoccurring dream that I don't really have anymore that makes me super sad, that I could fly. And it would be, usually I would run, and if I got fast enough I could eventually like jump and take off and fly. And I feel like that would be the coolest superpower ever. And of course, if I could fly, I feel like, I don't know what kind of good things I could do, but I sure could try to do good things. Maybe spot crime, I guess, if I'm suddenly a superhero. Superpowers lead to superhero or supervillain. I guess I would be able to spot crime. I'm not sure. Maybe if I were flying and carried a shotgun, I could take out evildoers, but besides that, I guess flying doesn't do much good, except it's a lot of fun. And I suppose I should say that I think my alignment is more towards neutral good. So I would definitely be a superhero and not an evil supervillain. So I suppose that needs to be considered as well. Another superpower that actually comes to me when I'm asleep, when I'm dreaming, that I think would be awesome to have is the ability to turn back time. Not like the Cher song, though. In my case, it wouldn't be like, oh, I can go 100 years in the past. In my dreams, what it usually is I can go back a little bit of time, like up to a minute, a very short period of time, but enough that you can significantly alter the future, enough that you could get out of a building that's about to explode, or enough that you can know what to say to have the situation turn out in a way that you want it to. Something like that. And actually that seems like more of a superpower than flying, in the sense that you could probably do more good with it, or evil. You'd be able to, oh gosh, you could do some evil stuff with that though. That could be really intense. But I'd like to think I would do good things. Only win the lottery occasionally. It wouldn't be so bad. Now I know I look the type, but I don't think super strength would be something I would have. However, I think super intelligence could be cool. The biggest flaw with that is that you wouldn't have anyone who would be your equal intelligence-wise. Yeah, people could best you physically, but if you were that smart, you could probably think of a way to get out of any situation that involves someone who's that strong. Whether you could verbally convince them to not harm you, or you could think of a plan to get away, whatever. But again, the problem would be that you would have no contemporaries, no one who you could really confide in. Everyone who would be your friend would be inferior to you, I would imagine. Or at least you would feel that way. So that would be super stressful and really sucky. So I don't know, that's a given. I don't know how I feel about super intelligence. Maybe up my intelligence a little bit, make my papers easier to write. I'd be okay with that. When I was a kid, I definitely had an obsession with, I always thought it would be cool to be able to do something with elements. So I think a really neat one would be maybe the ability to create some kind of element, like in your hand, or to be able to manipulate the environment to support that element. For example, if you could control the cold, you could make a room suddenly feel air-conditioned on a hot day, which would be awesome. Or you could give your enemy hypothermia just with a thought. That would be pretty cool. Literally. Yeah, I think having a power would be awesome. Even just like being an X-Man or something. X-Men character. X-Man. Are they considered X-Men or X-Man? Like, is a singular an X-Man? I'm not sure. It'd be cool to have a power like that, though. I was always fascinated by that series and by the idea that those people were mutants, and yet they seemed, to me at least, to be more evolutionarily advanced because, they can do such cool things. But so far I have yet to discover my power, so I guess I'll just have to keep turning to my dreams to find them, and who knows, maybe someday something will surface. Probably not, but one can dream. My name is Keps, and I approve this message.